I'm your host, Sarah Goehrke, on another Nexa3D live stream. I'm here today with our CMO, Nina Swenton, who is thrilled to be live right now, let me tell you. We know it's the middle of the day. We know a lot of you are at RAPID, so we'll keep it brief, but we'd love to say hi, and we're happy to have you here with us. Nina, how's the show going?
It's amazing. I've been to RAPID multiple times. I lost count of how many times, but I can honestly say I think we're back to pre-pandemic days. It's so busy. We had an amazing day one, and today is just as busy. So many amazing conversations, connecting with industry peers, customers, 3D printing enthusiasts alike. It's been so fun to connect and reconnect with so many faces live that we haven't had a chance to do this in 2 years. It's good to be back.
It is. And here's the man
We have
himself.
a special guest. The guest of the hour has come in.
Hi, everybody. You know him, you love him. Go ahead. We've got Avi Reichental, our co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Nexa3D, here with us today, live in the studio. And by studio, I mean Nexa3D's booth 1501. If you're here at RAPID, be sure to come by and join us. Nina's going to turn over her mic.
So you sure don't want to stay?
Yes, no, you are the man of the hour. I think you can take over. You can pass on the torch.
Passing the torch. Thank you, Nina. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Avi. Thanks for joining.
How are we doing?
We're good. We're having such a busy show. And we know, again, a lot of you are here at the show live, so maybe you'll watch this on a replay later. Maybe you'll watch it during tonight's happy hours. Women in 3D Printing happy hour starts at 5:30. And, join us. We're at booth 1501. I'm going to show you really quickly. We're a little bit busy right now because we're always a little bit busy. And today I have to move my whole laptop to keep us going.
I love your laptop. It's nice and light.
It is, thankfully. So, Avi, you spoke this morning about how it's time now to digitize supply chain sustainably. I thought it was a really great talk. We had wonderful feedback from people who joined us at that. Why do you think, how would you sum up why it's important now?
Well, I think to begin with, if people that are making products today don't think that they need to create a digitized and resilient supply chain that is more local, they must be living on a different planet, because we've been in this perpetual supply chain crisis now, going on a second year. So the first one is kind of economical in nature, right? I mean, we're in a period of induced inflationary pressures because we had the disruption that the system is unable to solve. And that speaks for just business continuity and risk mitigation, all these common sense things. But moreover, we also are in the middle of a global warming crisis. And that, in my mind, is even more urgent than just the normal business continuity and economic pressures, because that one threatens human and planet continuity. So the fact that all of these are coinciding, I think, is the kind of wake-up call that humanity needs to be able to solve this grand challenge. And additive manufacturing, I think, could be at the heart of a sustainable and scalable solution, which is why, as you know, Sarah, at Nexa, our North Star is digitizing supply chain sustainably. So that is, in a nutshell, what I spoke about for 45 minutes.
It is. It's a good way to nutshell it. And of course, as many of you who have been with us before know, this is a topic we do feel very passionately about. Not just passionately, though, actionably. So, Avi, our last live stream, we did talk about sustainability. We touched on the importance of greenwashing and why not to do it. Greenwashing is feel good. It's, 3D printing is inherently more sustainable than traditional manufacturing, and then not doing anything past that. But we know there's so much more to it than that, which is why we're planting a forest in Tanzania with Forest Nation, which is why we're investing in making sure that our technology really brings together the heart of what is important to us. Why our brand new desktop 3D printer, the Zip, is built using one of the world's most recycled and recyclable materials, aluminum. And this is, at the heart of everything that we're doing.
Yeah, and I think, Sarah, and for everybody who's listening to us, I said it this morning as well. As a company and as a responsible member of society, we cannot give something that we don't have. And one of the things that we want to give and share is how do we impart a new kind of design thinking into how we create and make products. And that kind of design thinking has to be anchored in circular economy principles. And the Zip is our first example of how we're learning by doing. And by doing, we're also learning. So we don't necessarily have all the answers, but we have a North Star now that tells us, hey, if you select a material, don't think just about weight and cost. Think about end of life and think about who will have to deal with your product in 5 or 10 years when it ends life. So think about recycling, upcycling, downcycling, repurposing when you make those decisions. Secondly, and as importantly, think about the carbon footprint that every component and every part decision that you select in your design process will have on the environment. So to that end, today we don't have all the answers and we don't even have the tools that we need to be able to make those kinds of insightful and intelligent decisions. Like, for instance, a universally accepted carbon impact calculator for SLS, SLA, DLP, LCD, FDM, all the different additive technologies, and understanding with every part what is going to be the carbon footprint that my decision, that my innovation, that my design introduces into the stream. So we're working on that, and we need your help.
We do, and it's a journey, not a destination. The world's been around much longer than we have, and hopefully it will be around much longer when we're individually gone. So we need to, build it back to what it can be and get past some of these things that, humanity has done to the planet. It will take humanity working together to not make it right, but continue making it better again. And it takes collaboration. It takes a village. So that's why we talk. We were at the AMGTA Summit on Monday, just ahead of RAPID TCT. And we got to hear from all of the amazing companies that we shared this ethos with and talk about building partnerships, building collaborations. If one company goes carbon neutral, that's great for them, but it doesn't move the needle, as you like to say. It doesn't make a difference unless we all do it together.
No, and we need to, there are a couple of things. First, we need to understand where we can move the needle and where collaborations can make all of us win more faster, because we honestly don't think that there is a single company or individual on the face of earth that can crack the code on this by themselves. So there is a clear case here for collaboration. There is a clear case here for the creation of data commons. There is a clear case here for open sourcing and democratizing access to all the know-how that is being gained here. And for us, for Sarah and I, for Nexa, we pledge to open source everything that we learn along the way in terms of know-how and IP on sustainability as it relates to 3D printing, even though we think that it will be very tempting just to keep it to ourselves because we may gain some short-term economic advantage. We think that by open sourcing it and democratizing access to it, we will gain even more as humanity, community, and the planet. The other important thing that, like it or not, we bear responsibility for is we today are standing on the shoulders of many, many generations of industrialization, and technology caused this crisis. And we think that additive technology could be at the heart of solving for this crisis. So that's why at Nexa we see this not just as a short-term destination, but as a journey without a finish line, because it's only through continuous improvement, passion, and community that we're going to be able to actually solve this.
When we talk about industrial revolutions, we really have that image in your head of like dirty Dickinsonian Victorian England with dark steam clouds and kids with dirty faces and chimney sweeps. Maybe I read too much Dickens. You think about Henry Ford, the first assembly lines, but you think about all of these things and you're not thinking clean operations. That's not what comes to mind. So when we talk about this industrial revolution, we need to keep evolving our revolution. We need to keep pushing additive forward to be that future we see together, that we want to build together. So I think it's safe to say you'll be hearing a lot more from Nexa3D as we continue to work to lead the way, work to start these conversations, work to bring them somewhere impactful, work to bring them to fruition. And as Avi's making very clear, it's not about competitive advantage. We're not doing this to look good. We're not doing it to market, ooh, we're fancy and green. We're doing it to make a difference. We're in an amazing place to really make an impact. And so I'm going to bring one of these comments to screen as well. So thank you so much for sharing this with us, Ben, that we can be at the front of this crisis. We can get ahead of it, maybe. We can help push it back, maybe move the doomsday clock back a few minutes earlier before midnight. Let's not get to that midnight.
No, and it starts by not being in denial about the reality of the situation, number one. Number two, not greenwashing it, because it's so convenient in the short term to say, well, inherently additive is much more sustainable, therefore we are. And the third, to have transparency in everything that we do so that we get to data and baselines that are anchored in facts that can be validated and proven and repeated. And we can't do it alone. So community and collaborations are, I think, a huge part of the journey ahead of us. And if it matters to you as much as it matters to us, let us know who you are, and we'd love to figure out how to collaborate with you.
Yeah. Join us on this journey. I'm going to do a quick plug. Reach out right now. Here's my email address. It's my name, sarah.goehrke at nexa3d.com. We want to work with you. We want to have this conversation with you. Take a seat at our table. Let's join together. Let's push this conversation forward. Let's make an impact together. And that's the only way it can really happen. And obviously, it's a business. We're at a trade show right now. We're at a conference right now. We're running a business. Might I say a successful business?
Yes.
And it will only be successful together. But, to your points, Avi, to do that, we need to put numbers to it. We need to put metrics to it. We need to measure, have a baseline, have a starting point, and understand the metrics of where we want to go. We have to build it into our KPIs. What does success look like for us as a business? What does success look like for us as an industry together? So first we have to build up that understanding. And we know there's so much commitment on the metal side of our industry. So let's keep driving it forward on the polymer side. Let's keep driving it full life cycle, understand what we're doing and how to do it better. And we'll keep doing that together. And I think that is the biggest word we're going to keep saying.
Yeah. I think that together we can solve this challenge, we can meet the moment, and we can leave a legacy of a better planet to the people that will continue this beyond us, and I think that's something worth doing.
It definitely is. I also think it's a very busy trade show. It's about lunchtime here in Detroit, so we'll keep it nice and short today. We do hope again, if you're at Rapid Plus TCT this week, here today and tomorrow, we'll be at booth 1501. We hope you'll join us on this journey. If you missed Avi's talk this morning, you can see it on the digital platform that Rapid has. We have our CTO Izar speaking tomorrow with PepsiCo. They've got an incredible use case to share with our work, directly 3D printing as well as molding with Adafab to create their new bottles, which you can see directly behind us. So come see that, take a look. Izar speaking in about an hour from now if you're here in Detroit. Our GM of our powder bed business, Kristen, and I are speaking tomorrow on why 3D printing companies need to invest today in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we'll be joined on a panel at the end of that conversation with other companies.
You'd think that would be obvious by now, right?
You'd think. But we still have to talk about why. And all of these things are investments. We have to invest in sustainability. We have to invest in equity. We have to invest in our people and our planet. So thank you all for joining us today.
One more thing, Sarah, which I'm going to ask you to mention. We're also participating here this week in a silent auction in support of our friends in the Ukraine. And I'm really blown away by how quickly the industry came together to support this and make donations to the silent auction. And I, without even asking her permission, volunteered Sarah to coordinate this, and she did an amazing job of leading many industry members to participate in this. So Sarah, why don't you take us home with what we're doing and how people can participate in the silent auction.
Yes, thank you, Avi. It came together, as Avi said. He and Terry Wohlers volunteered me because they both know, of course, I'll do
that
it.
You can move mountains and lift tall buildings in short time.
So in 3 weeks, we got together over a dozen companies in our industry to donate well over $250,000 value of products and services. Avi was very generous to donate a Zip 3D printer, our new desktop system, as well as our new industrial system, the NXE200. So if your team has been thinking about making the leap into LSPC ultrafast 3D printing, you can do it now. Bidding is live right now until tomorrow, Thursday at noon Eastern. You can bid now, bring that into your portfolio, and know that 100% of proceeds go to Ukraine. We've also got the gorgeous 3D printed violin from EOS. We have other 3D printers, 3D printed goods. Big Rep donated a Mandalorian helmet. So you can be industrial, you can be fun, you can get a bow tie, you can get a media package if you're looking to get your word out. And join us at the auction. The landing page is very easy to find. I'm going to put the QR code up again for you as well, so you can just scan that directly. The auction is live now. If you're here at Rapid, you should see signage pretty much everywhere, including right outside our booth and right at our booth. I would love to give you more information. Come find me at the show. And we're so grateful for everyone who came together in just 3 weeks' time to bring this to life. I've bid on a few items myself. I've seen a lot of the bids going up. So there's a lot of activity, and we hope you'll be part of it. So thank you again, Avi, for your leadership in bringing that into fruition.
It's my pleasure. I hope you guys lend us a hand to finish the silent auction on a high note.
So thank you all, booth 1501, and we'll be back on another live stream next month.
You got it.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, stay safe.